It started on a quiet Sunday morning. Ellen, 74, woke up feeling weak. Not dizzy, not in pain, just off. She thought she needed breakfast, but when she tried to stand, her vision blurred. Within minutes, her blood sugar had plummeted. No one was around, no phone within reach. Yet what she did next, a simple 10-second reflex, likely saved her life. This isn't rare. For seniors living alone with diabetes, one silent drop in blood sugar can turn a normal day into a medical emergency. But what most don't realize is that a tiny action, practiced daily, can train your body to sense and correct that drop before it becomes dangerous. I'm Dr. Howard Tucker, a longevity doctor with over 70 years of medical experience. And today, we're tackling a topic that can literally mean the difference between life and death: hypoglycemic unawareness, when the body stops warning you that your sugar is crashing. Sitting across from me, as always, is my dear friend and colleague, Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, Japan's oldest practicing physician, who has helped thousands of patients regain safety, independence, and peace of mind. Doctor, welcome back.
Thank you, Howard. I'm glad we're talking about this because low blood sugar in seniors is not just a medical event, it's a social one. When someone lives alone, even a short episode can become fatal before help arrives. But with awareness and training, it can be prevented. The body can be re-educated.
That's what makes this episode so important. We'll walk you through how to recognize early warning signs, how to train your body to respond faster, and most crucially, the 10-second reflex that can save your life when no one's around. We'll also explain what new research shows about how seniors can retrain their nerves and adrenal system to respond naturally, even without extra sugar or medication.
And by the end, you'll not only know the science, you'll understand how to make your home and your body safer, using simple daily habits that restore your confidence to live alone without fear.
So, stay with us, because in the next few minutes, you'll learn how to turn panic into control, weakness into awareness, and risk into resilience. Doctor, you mentioned something that stopped me cold. The body can forget how to warn us. What does that mean exactly?
It happens quietly, Howard. In younger people, a sudden drop in blood sugar triggers a wave of warning signals: shaking, sweating, hunger, anxiety. But in seniors, especially those who've lived with diabetes for many years, those alarms begin to fade. The nerves that sense glucose drops become desensitized, almost like an old smoke detector that doesn't go off anymore.
So, the danger isn't just the low sugar, it's that the body stays silent when it happens.
Exactly. We call it hypoglycemic unawareness. It's a form of nerve fatigue, often caused by years of fluctuating sugar levels, certain medications like insulin or sulfonylureas, and even poor sleep. The brain's protective systems become less responsive. So instead of getting warning signs at, say, 70 mg DL, a senior might not feel anything until it's already below 50. And by then, confusion or fainting can strike within seconds.
That's terrifying, because it means by the time you feel it, you might already be too weak to act.
Precisely. And here's where it gets more complex. Low blood sugar doesn't only affect the brain. It disrupts circulation, heart rhythm, and oxygen supply. Studies from Tokyo University found that repeated mild hypoglycemia can blunt the adrenal system, the part that releases adrenaline to protect you. Over time, the emergency backup fails too.
So it's not just the pancreas or the insulin. The whole emergency network collapses.
Yes, but the good news is the body can relearn. Just like a muscle, these signals can be retrained. Through short, intentional drills, 10 seconds a day, you can reawaken that connection between your brain, your nerves, and your blood sugar sensors. That's what we'll be explaining shortly.
That's incredible. So this isn't just about diet or pills, it's about restoring the body's internal alarm system.
Exactly. Once that alarm returns, living alone doesn't have to mean living in fear. You start trusting your body again. And that confidence alone can lower stress hormones that make blood sugar even harder to manage.
It's fascinating, Doctor. And after the break, we'll dive into how to rebuild that internal safety net starting with one surprisingly simple technique that takes only 10 seconds a day. Doctor, you've said this 10-second reflex can actually retrain the body to sense danger faster. What exactly is it, and how does it work?
It's simpler than people imagine, Howard. The trick involves using a deep diaphragmatic breath and gentle muscle tension sequence that tells the brain, wake up, check your sugar. When practiced once or twice a day, it strengthens the connection between your nervous system and your adrenal response, the same system that triggers awareness during low blood sugar.
So it's not about eating something sweet, but about sending a signal to the brain before the sugar even drops?
Exactly. Here's how it works. Sit or stand comfortably. Place one hand over your heart, the other over your lower abdomen. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose for 4 seconds, then exhale slowly through your mouth while gently tightening your leg and arm muscles for 6 seconds. That's it. About 10 seconds in total.
That seems almost too easy.
And yet, it's powerful. This short sequence activates the vagus nerve, which improves communication between the brain, heart, and gut, the three systems most affected by glucose shifts. The muscle tension raises a tiny bit of blood pressure, improving oxygen delivery, while the breath calms the body enough to sense subtle changes. Over time, this wake-up cue helps restore your body's natural response to low sugar.
So the body learns to notice again, the way it used to before years of diabetes dulled that response.
Exactly. Think of it as resetting your alarm clock. When done consistently, research from the Japanese Journal of Diabetic Care shows measurable improvement in early hypoglycemia awareness within 3 weeks. Seniors began recognizing symptoms like light tremors or warmth earlier, giving them precious minutes to act.
That's remarkable, doctor. So if someone feels slightly off, maybe foggy or unsteady, practicing this breathing and muscle focus could actually help stabilize them in the moment.
Yes, it steadies the heartbeat, enhances blood flow to the brain, and can even raise blood glucose slightly by triggering stored glycogen release. Most importantly, it buys time. Time to test, eat, or call for help before confusion sets in.
That could truly save lives, especially for seniors living alone.
And when practiced daily, it's not just an emergency move. It becomes preventive training. You're reteaching your body how to listen again.
That's an empowering thought. In the next part, we'll talk about when this 10-second drill works best, morning or evening, and the small science-backed adjustments that make it even more protective. Doctor, let's talk about timing. You said this 10-second drill can train the body to sense low blood sugar again. But when should someone actually do it? Morning, night, before meals?
Excellent question, Howard. The ideal time is right before meals and once before bed. Here's why. These are the moments when blood sugar naturally fluctuates most. Doing the exercise just before eating teaches the brain to anticipate change. It becomes a rehearsal. Over time, that pattern rewires your autonomic system, the body's automatic alert network.
So, in a sense, you're teaching the body to expect sugar changes instead of being surprised by them.
Precisely. Morning practice prepares the adrenal glands for the day's swings. Evening practice before sleep calms the nervous system and reduces the risk of nocturnal hypoglycemia, a silent threat many seniors don't even know they face. During sleep, sugar can dip without warning, and this 10-second ritual helps stabilize both heart rhythm and brain oxygen before that happens.
That's incredible. And I imagine pairing it with small physical or nutritional habits makes it even stronger.
Yes, one of the simplest ways to amplify it is through hydration. A glass of water with a pinch of mineral salt before the drill helps the nervous system fire more effectively. Studies from Kyoto University show that mild dehydration blunts glucose awareness, so rehydrating first strengthens the brain-body connection.
So, a bit of water, the breathing and muscle sequence, and the body starts waking up faster.
Exactly. And here's another detail. Seniors who perform the drill after mild movement like standing and flexing the ankles or squeezing the hands see even greater benefits. That gentle motion enhances circulation, making the oxygen shift more pronounced, which teaches the brain to notice the early symptoms of low sugar again.
It's fascinating how something so small can make the entire system more responsive.
Yes, because we're retraining biology through rhythm, not medicine. The more consistent you are, the faster it works. Within a few weeks, many patients report they no longer black out from sudden drops. They feel it coming. That few seconds of awareness can change everything.
And it's empowering, doctor. It gives back control, not dependence.
That's right, we can't always stop low blood sugar from happening, but we can teach the body to call for help sooner. And that, for someone living alone, is the difference between fear and freedom.
In our next section, we'll explore what to do immediately if you ever feel that wave of dizziness coming, how to manage those critical 2-3 minutes before help arrives. Doctor, let's imagine it. Someone's alone at home, maybe reading or watching TV, and suddenly that strange fog sets in. Hands tremble, mind drifts, heart feels faint. What should they do in that exact moment before it spirals out of control?
The first thing, Howard, is not to panic. Panic accelerates the drop. The goal is to keep the brain alert long enough to act. That's where the same 10-second reflex becomes your lifeline. The moment you sense something is off, blurred vision, warmth, or confusion, sit down immediately. Place one hand on your chest, one on your lower abdomen, take a deep breath, and tense your legs gently for 6 seconds. That small act keeps oxygen flowing and prevents a sudden faint.
So, you're keeping the brain supplied just long enough to stabilize.
Exactly. Then, without rushing, reach for your prepared safety item, ideally a small pouch of glucose tablets, honey, or juice you've kept within arm's reach. The key is readiness. Don't rely on running to the kitchen. The delay can be dangerous. If you can, take a slow sip or one tablet, breathe again, and repeat that short breathing cycle to steady the heart.
That seems so simple, but it's really about buying time until your body catches up.
That's right, the body needs roughly 2 to 3 minutes to raise blood sugar from fast-acting glucose. During that window, the breathing sequence keeps you conscious, while the muscle tension signals your adrenal system to release stored glycogen, a backup sugar from the liver. It's your built-in rescue mechanism.
So, even before the sugar kicks in, the body starts helping itself if you trigger it correctly.
Precisely. And if the symptoms worsen, dizziness, sweating, or disorientation, don't lie down flat. Stay seated with your head slightly forward. That position supports circulation to the brain and reduces the risk of choking if nausea appears.
That's a crucial point, especially for seniors who might instinctively recline.
Yes, reclining cuts off blood flow to the brain at the worst moment. Staying upright, calm, and breathing deeply keeps oxygen and glucose delivery continuous until clarity returns. Once you feel stable, eat a small protein snack like peanut butter or yogurt to prevent another dip.
It's such a powerful system. Breath, tension, sugar, calm. You're teaching people not just to survive an episode, but to manage it with dignity.
Exactly, Howard. Knowledge is independence. And every time someone practices this calmly, their confidence grows, and their body learns to recover faster.
Doctor, earlier you mentioned nighttime hypoglycemia, the kind that can strike silently while someone's asleep. That's something many seniors worry about, especially those who live alone. How can they protect themselves through the night?
It's a real concern, Howard. Blood sugar naturally dips between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. when the liver's glycogen stores are low and the body is at rest. For diabetics, especially those on insulin or certain oral medications, that dip can fall too far. The danger is that the body's alarm system is also quietest during deep sleep. But the good news is, you can train your body to stay stable.
How so?
The most powerful step is creating rhythm, a small, predictable pattern before bed. Start with a light protein snack, such as a spoon of Greek yogurt or half a banana with peanut butter. That combination releases glucose slowly through the night, reducing the risk of a sharp drop. Then perform the 10-second breathing reflex right before lying down. It primes your adrenal system, ensuring your brain stays alert to early signals even in sleep.
So that little habit acts almost like setting a biological night guard.
Exactly. And pairing it with hydration makes it even stronger. A few sips of mineral water before bed help maintain blood volume and nerve conductivity. Remember, dehydration exaggerates sugar swings. Keeping the body hydrated is one of the easiest preventive tools we have.
That's an important point. And what about sleep quality itself? Does poor sleep affect blood sugar drops?
Absolutely. Studies from Osaka Medical College show that fragmented sleep increases insulin sensitivity fluctuations. In simple terms, restless nights make sugar regulation harder. That's why I tell my patients, keep your room cool, dark, and consistent. Routine is medicine. When the body trusts the environment, it regulates sugar more smoothly.
I like that. Routine is medicine.
Yes, because prevention is less about control and more about communication. The goal is to make your body feel safe enough to self-regulate. And here's a practical tip. Keep a small flashlight and your glucose snack on your bedside table. That tiny setup removes panic from the equation.
So every part of this plan, from breathing to bedtime rhythm, is about reclaiming calm, not fear.
Exactly. Fear elevates stress hormones, which make blood sugar unstable. Calm restores balance. That's why I say, practice awareness in daylight so that your body remembers it in the dark.
Doctor, what I love about today's conversation is how simple the lesson truly is. The body doesn't lose its ability to protect us. It just forgets how.
That's right, Howard. And when we remind it, even gently, it listens. I've seen people in their 70s and 80s who once feared sleeping alone rediscover peace because they practice that 10-second reflex daily. The human body is remarkably forgiving. It remembers how to heal when we give it rhythm, breath, and awareness.
And that's the heart of what we do here, turning knowledge into confidence. Most people think aging means losing control, but what you've shown today is that control comes back when we reconnect with our body's signals.
Exactly. Awareness is strength. It's not about perfection, it's about partnership. When you learn to listen again, the fear fades. You stop waiting for something to go wrong and start building habits that make things go right.
I've met countless seniors who tell me they're afraid of being alone because of their diabetes. But the truth is, they don't have to be afraid. These small rituals, the breathing, the preparation, the calm response, turn independence into safety.
And the deeper message here is that prevention doesn't come from panic. It comes from peace. Every deep breath, every calm choice tells your nervous system, I'm safe. That's when the body starts doing its job again, balancing sugar, keeping circulation steady, protecting the brain.
It's incredible how something so gentle can save a life.
I often say the same. Medicine is not always in a pill. Sometimes it's in a pause, in 10 quiet seconds that reset the entire system.
That's beautiful. And for everyone listening, remember this. You are not powerless. You can train your body to respond, your mind to stay calm, and your spirit to stay strong.
Yes, aging isn't the end of vitality. It's the beginning of wisdom.
And that's what this podcast is all about. Living longer, but more importantly, living better. If you found today's episode helpful, share it with someone you love. It might give them the courage to take control again.
Till next time, stay calm, stay aware, and keep your body listening.
And as always, this is Dr. Howard Tucker with Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, reminding you that your best years don't end at 60. They begin when you start paying attention.